The traffic police asked the man to open the trunk of his car, but the man hesitated and stayed where he was. He didn't dare to open it for a long time because inside that trunk lay the evidence of his crime, and everything started an hour ago. Late at night, the man was driving home from work. At a turn, his eyes were suddenly blinded by a flash of light. The next second, he heard a loud crash. When he came to his senses, he saw a woman lying on the ground. Panicked, the man rushed out of the car to check, but he found that the woman was no longer breathing. Just as the man didn't know what to do, he suddenly received a call from his daughter. She said her mom went out to buy a cake, and she was scared being home alone. She asked him when he would be back. After hearing that, the man tried hard to calm himself down. Then he began to comfort his daughter, saying he would be home soon, and told her to stay safe while alone. But before he could finish speaking, he saw a group of cyclists coming his way. Afraid of being discovered, he quickly hung up the call. Then he dragged the woman into the trunk and got back into the driver's seat. When the cyclists passed in front of him, the man tried his best to remain calm. When someone knocked on his window, he finally managed to compose himself. After everyone left, he let out a sigh of relief. But the woman in his trunk still made him feel uneasy. As he was struggling with what to do next, he suddenly noticed on his wrist the bracelet his wife had given him for protection. Thinking of his wife waiting for him at home, he quickly called her, but he heard a phone ring from inside the trunk. This gave him a terrible feeling. He began to suspect that the woman he had hit was actually his wife. To confirm his suspicion, he rushed out of the car to check. But the ID tag didn't have his wife's name. That made him breathe a sigh of relief again, but he had no time to think further. He quickly shut the trunk and prepared to leave the scene. Just as he was about to drive away, a car stopped beside him. A familiar man stepped out. It was his doctor from his last illness. Seeing the man's pale face, the doctor thought he was sick again. He quickly ran back to his car to get a stethoscope, but the next second, he noticed something strange near the rear wheel. When the man heard that, he suddenly remembered the woman in the trunk, and fear gripped his heart. But before he could explain, the doctor told him that it was just the smell of leaking oil and rust. He advised the man to get his car checked. Hearing that, the man immediately agreed. He said he had just hit a rock on the roadside, and the radiator might have been damaged. He thought that would let him get away, but the doctor insisted that he had a friend in his car who was a mechanic and could help check the car. The mechanic took one look at the front radiator and said it was fine. Then he went to check the fuel tank near the trunk. Fearing his secret would be discovered, the man hurried forward to stop him. He said he had already checked it and that only the front part was leaking, but the mechanic refused to give up, insisting on taking a look. As the man grew anxious, his daughter called again. Seeing